Oh, Malik. You, yes. Sorry. Which was your video? We can go back to your video. We can go back to it. There are a couple of nice little bits and pieces in there I wanted to share with everyone. Actually, let's see if I can find it. So we've got the community goals. I'm going to miss everything if I skim past it, but let's go through it. Where do we get to? Have I missed it, Malik? Which video is yours, my friend? Feel free to post the link in the chat if you want to share the video on there, just to make sure I haven't missed it. But yeah, as Arathon was saying up on there, terraforming Venic 1, that is one of the community goals. Could head over there. Medicines to Wilkes Orbital, this is for the Cerberus outbreak. That would be the rare goods one. Those are the two CGs running at the moment. Which one of those should I do? I wanted a combat one, really. Damn. I'll leave it up to you folks. Should I help with the rare run, or should I help with the terraforming? Store poll. The Oculus one. Yes, we did put it up on there actually. Oh, you've put the link in there. Yes, we were talking about that. Is that you, Malik? Is that you? I did have to point out the awesome bobbly eyes, which I've done myself on my own Oculus as well. I had to point that out. Where did we get to on here? I've lost where we were on the newsletter. The gallery from Commander B. Tom Hat. Yes, I had a quick flick through this. I think this was my favourite one. I love this. It's reminding me of time out in when I went out to the Witchhead Nebula. I love the incredible depth and contrast in the colours you can get in the game in some of these different areas of space. You see everyone kind of like, oh, it's more space, it's more the same. And then you get to somewhere like this and you're like, wow, this really does show you how different the game can look, you know, you've got the dark red dwarf star in the background there, which looks positively like a dull planet next to the nebula colors on there, which is absolutely fantastic. I love it, but it's just awesome. Really, really do love that. Oh, spoilers. Spoilers. We won't show you the next bit. But yes, Malik, that was some awesome flying. We did have a flick through that. It was really, really cool. Oh, Toad, is it really? That the Wilkes CG is 390 light years each way. Oh, that might take a little while. So that 6.92 megameters. Toad's done, what's that? Over 5.1 megameters. Wow, that's still a lot. I don't think I'm anywhere near that. Let's have a quick check where I've got to in the SRV. Stats. No, 1.58. That's measly. That is nothing compared to that. I know. It's terrible. But yes, yes, Scout. Yeah, Toad's been doing a long time. And the rare. You don't want your ships locked in a quarantine station again. Did that happen to you, Leo, actually? I did hear that was something that happened to a few people. That stations were being quarantined. The shadows. Oh, is that what we were just talking about the newsletter? Yeah, sorry, let's go back to the... Oh, I've done it again, haven't I? Yeah. Oh, I've closed the... Can I get that one back up? There we go. Yes. Bitstorm. Yeah, so as Twithy was saying, yeah, the lighting there... What's that? 5... What's it, Prime? You've done approximately 5 to 7 megameters. So I haven't done enough yet to lap the Earth. Disappointed. Aiming for the 24 megameter mark. That's crazy. Toad's busy getting his triple elite on his second account. Yeah. All you folks with more time than I have to play the game. Yes, anyway, lighting. I'm sure if we had Fiery Toad here, he could explain all this very much. But yeah, shadows. The thing is here is the exposure is artificial, and this is something which a lot of people miss. They don't understand in what the game's doing, but this is probably, by the looks of it, it's taken on a darker patch of the planet where the light is being entirely cast from the nebula that you're seeing coming in. So it is very diffuse. There is no direct light coming from a star because the majority of the light is coming from that. So it's a very, very low level of light. So this is why you see it like this, and there doesn't appear to be any direct shadows under the SRV or anything like that, because it's just this very faint, very dim light. But the exposure of the game has automatically been adjusted. You notice it when you're flying towards a planet, particularly on the dark side of a planet, like I did a few minutes ago, flying towards this one. As you approach and you get to the dark and darker side, the exposure just starts to adjust. It's naturally tweaking up, and it's all done automatically by the engine. You can come up with some in-lore excuse. I mean, we've seen the one of the engineers now with an artificial eye. I'm just going to say all of the commanders have artificial eyes which can adjust and tweak so that they can fly in extreme exposure differences in the depths of space, because it makes sense. It's the 34th century. I don't care what anyone says, but it's an art decision, so the game looks good at all exposures. That's kind of the point. But yes, Toad, I absolutely agree. Landing on the dark side of a planet in a nebula, it looks fantastic. Like I said, that was my favourite screenshot, that one there, because of it reminded me when I went to the Witch Head Nebula. It just looks amazing, the glow you get from it. You were making, what was that, Leo? Second, you were propaganding in about the community CG. Yes, exactly, Stephen Usher. That brown dwarf would be emitting infrared anyway, so we wouldn't even see it. Avoiding the dark side heavy millstone. Yes, so now I've done the spoilers, haven't I? So let's go on to this one. Time lapses. It's on the subject of awesome looking lighting and the reality of the game, and how amazingly it does represent the real universe. Let's get onto this one. Time lapses. I love the time lapses because they really do show you that, yes, the game genuinely is calculating all of that stuff. It really is happening. It's not fake. It's not something the Frontier are just saying is a marketing thing. Yes, it is the real galaxy. It has real orbits. Everything is moving. And here is solid evidence for you when you actually sit and spend the time to do something like this, like a time lapse. You see the orbits, you see the planets moving. The night sky is rotating here because this planet is rotating. That moon is moving that way because it's orbiting. Here you got another one, which is awesome as well. The gas giant in the background there, the smaller moon above me on this side here, all rotating around. It is real. It is calculating these things, and it stresses me out when I see these people. It's like saying, oh, it's all very good, but what's the point? It's awesome. It's an amazing simulation, and it's fantastic that it's as accurate as it is. And this is what we love about the game. This is why we love the originals, and this is what is so fantastic about Elite Dangerous. It does all this. It's really space. It's really doing what it should do. It's awesome, awesome. Enshiv, what have you missed? Practically the whole newsletter, I'm afraid. But we can go back and recap. We can go back and do that. Scout. No, you've got to have the googly eyes on the Oculus. I got the googly eyes on my Oculus as well. You've got to have it. Just catch up with the chat on it. What's that? Bitstone. Oh, sorry. If the exposure had been dynamically adjusted by the visor light, surely you would also see the shadows. If a shadow was being cast, but as we said, I mean, there was so much diffused light. I mean, it was being lit from all directions. That's what you got to remember. You're inside the nebula in that picture, so there is blue light coming from every direction. If that blue light is that much more than the dim red light coming from the brown dwarf, then it's going to be washed out. You might have a very faint shadow from where there's no extra red light being cast behind the SRV, but the SRV is being lit from all directions with blue light. So, there's going to be, it's all about the relative magnitude of the light sources, and this is the things that, again, that people don't realize when they say about, we want multiple light sources from multiple stars in a system. Sorry, I just saw that from Prime 9. There's that one planet which moves too fast, but we're not fixing it now as a feature. Nice. I love that planet. It's awesome. It is really great when you sit on it and you're like, prove it. See, orbits. And I believe that was a manual error, wasn't it? I think that was someone entered in a value incorrectly. It wasn't actually calculated by the engine. The Stellar Forge wouldn't allow that to happen. But yeah, the problem is that when people have been talking about having multiple light sources from like a binary system or something like that, what you often find is that one star is a much higher magnitude than another, like multiple times brighter than the other star. So it's kind of like shining a flashlight next to a spotlight, and being able to tell the two apart. One of them is going to cast a shadow, the other one is not. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be the little flashlight. That's kind of the same thing that you're seeing in that last screenshot we were just talking about there. The the blue light from the nebula is going to completely wash out the red light. Uh, oh, sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the. What's that bit? So you've seen it quite a bit. Isn't Cobra currently isn't handling multiple stars correctly, and that shadows are rendered from a single dominant light source? I think I've explained that just then. I think. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's very hard to explain, which is why people still ask questions about it. But I think that's basically what I'm trying to say on here. If you have a really bright light, then you will get a nice solid shadow from it. But if you have a dimmer light, you're probably not going to get a shadow from that thing. In fact, it's so much dimmer than the other brighter light that there's no point even calculating it. That's the thing. Wow, you have dev hacks, do you, Prime 9, where you can speed up time. Really mess up multiplayer. Yeah, I bet that really screws things up. Oh, you get performance issues from adding multiple lights as well. So yeah, again, that's another factor. I imagine there are some cases where you could have a binary system where the stars are roughly the same magnitude, but different colors, different temperatures, so they could, in effect, cast multiple shadows. There is a possibility that that is something that happen. But if you're going to get crazy performance issues without casting multiple shadow sources, then I think that's something I can live with for having 60 FPS rather than an extra cool looking shadow. Wow, Twithies, you love. Think you landed on Ariel, the moon of Uranus, and thought about the fact that it would take 42 years of real time for parts of that moon to ever see daylight in game. That's the crazy thing about it. Yeah, there are areas out there which are just so remote, which I imagine there must be some moons which are where you have, well, some planets which are, what would you have them? Is it tidally locked but tilted axially, so they oh, I thought I saw something there. So that one side's always facing the star. That would be a crazy place to go to. Yeah, Enshiv Thirsty Badger. I think it was something that was talked about before. Is the fact that there may be a oh, I didn't refuel. Damn it. Never mind. An ultra graphics mode which allows them to have even more stuff and things. Definitely something that people have asked for. But I think that was mainly referring to the asteroid bouts and things like that. Because I know some people were really keen on the asteroid bouts having more stuff. Quite frankly, I think they got enough stuff and they look great anyway. But what's that, Brian? And the most awesome moment of the orbital mechanics for me was when we first linked it to real time. They may fall in at sync now. Was just watching the evening get dark outside and watching the UK drift onto the dark side of the planet. Yeah, a couple of people have pointed out that I think they have drifted slightly on there, but yeah, that must have been really cool. It's like, yes, this is 100% accurate. There's Earth. I'm watching it get dark outside the window. That would be cool. Absolutely, Toad. This is the thing that I have been saying to people consistently in every stream, is that the Cobra engine can do a heck of a lot of stuff. It can do way more than what it's doing now, but it would mount the average gaming PC. So, like I said, you could turn it up to 11. It was one of those things, like I said, the people were talking about having caves and overhangs and various three-dimensional deformations when Horizons came out, and it was confirmed there and then that it could be done, but it was decided that it would be locked down and not put into Horizons because it would effectively be a massive performance hit for your system to generate all of those structures. But looking at what Planet Coaster can do now with the voxel based landscape stuff, it just shows that yes, the engine can do these fully dynamic 3D environments with, you know, crazy detail at those levels. It is entirely possible. 4K screen upgrade is sorry, 4K screen. My next upgrade is Cobra ready. Good question there. How do you develop an engine with features a current generation graphics card doesn't have yet? By being very clever. Yes, and also having contacts in the industry which tell you what they're working on. That helps. Yes, Toad. Yeah, that's one really cool claim to fame is the fact that you could run the engine up into 32K. If you had a monitor and the graphics cards to pump those pixels, you could very well do that. Tricky, yeah, exactly. That was one of the things that is come up quite a few times on the various streams and stuff as well. That Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 supported pixel shaders, I think, which was for the water effects and things like that, which a lot of PCs didn't even support back in 2004. And yeah, I mean, Frontier were forward thinking enough to include that into the engine because it was going to be a big thing, and I think that just goes to show. I mean, I've always said that I believe that procedural generation is the only sensible way of going forward with game engines into the future. You look at some of the other game engines out there, there's a lot of focus on artist-driven content and stuff like that. I don't think you could possibly keep up with the demand of higher fidelity games with more content. You just get bigger and bigger teams, and development cycles get longer and longer. The time to build these games just gets more and more difficult with every iteration. I think procedural generation is the only way to progress the industry in general, and I think that's where Cobra is in this prime position, that the guys at Frontier have had the experience for literally 2 decades of building these things. They know how to use this technology, they know its strengths, and it's all about empowering artists, giving them the tools to amplify what they can do. That's what it's about. It's not taking over from an artist, it's giving them more powerful tools to make more art and better art. That's what it's about. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, Prime 9, yeah, if you pay attention to what NVIDIA are putting out in conferences and things like that, you can find out beforehand. I tend to be a bit of a geek on that side as well. I do like to kind of look at the things, the various conferences, graphic stuff. I've got several GPU Gems books. I can't quite reach them, but they're over there because I just like to know these things. I do a little bit of dev myself. I've done a couple of little projects, but nothing particularly good. What's that to this? Suddenly look away and there's loads in the chat now. What's that prime on it? How much computer processing time did it take the Stellar Forge to generate the 400 billion universe? Yeah, there's no central store for the yeah. Whoa, for the data, yeah. It's McKee ring. I love this system. McKee ring. Where's McKee ring? What's that? Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with what you guys have said now. There's a baking process that you run that regenerates all populated space. Takes about 3 to 4 hours to run on a standard PC. Wow, populated space is approximately 20,000 systems. The galaxy is 400 billion, so you could scale that up. That would take a long time. Literally years, decades. What's that, Twithy? Or even using procedural generation now to vary the shaders for grass and dirt patches on our racetracks now. Yeah, I mean that's see, there's layers to what using procedural generation. It's never really gone away. It's just been used in different levels of variation. I mean, things like procedural textures and things like that to add layers of effects and things into games. They've never really gone away. They've just been used in different ways. And I think, like I said, you've got to know when to use it. When is a good place to use it? When is not such a good place to use it? Things like the overall style and design of the ships, for example. I think how the guys build them up tends to be in like a typical 3D modeling package, so that you get the nice handcrafted look of the ships. But then the surfaces, for example, the actual textures used on the surfaces, of course, we've been told that they're generated. So there's a wrong and a right place to use the various technologies to do these things. No, we're not going to go into that discussion. Stop it! Stop it now! Don't say that! Don't say that word. We're not going to discuss that. No, but I think it, that's it's very hard to explain how it works, but it's the wonderful thing about the procedural generation is the fact that it only does as much as it needs to do at any one time. Like what Prime9's saying there about the baking process, that's not something which needs to run every single time you boot up the game. That doesn't happen on a server because everyone needs it. It's a one-time process that happens when there's a change that needs to be made, I imagine, like a new station going in or something like that. I believe that's what you're trying to say there, Prime9, isn't it? But I think the whole purpose of the way that the Stellar Forge works is when you're hyperjumping from one system to another, it's doing that generation of the next system in the background, and it literally takes seconds to calculate all that stuff. And as you approach the planet, it generates the surface as you're approaching the planet. It doesn't create everything the second you enter a system. It creates as much as it needs at that point, and then it starts to build features as you get close enough to them to need it. Yeah, see, Prime, you just took the words out of my mouth. This was something I was talking to someone the other day. Is that procedural generation basically is just a incredibly fancy compression algorithm. That's all it is. It's a very specific set of tools for creating an algorithm which defines a very complicated thing in a very short amount of space. That's all it is. Bay 12. 12. Got Mickey ring. Whee. Boom. But I need me some peepers. Now there was a resource zone in the other place. I wonder if there's any good ships in here. Should we get back to Pew Pew? Bay 12, please. Move over, Sidewinder pilot. Oh, I wouldn't mind doing some mining in a Python. Get back to that. I need a good federal dropship build as well. I want to get hull tanking in a dropship. Yeah, I could talk until the cows come home about procedural generation. I've used it in my own projects as well. I absolutely love it. Nut. It's just one of those things that's always fascinating. It's what got me into being a software engineer in the first place. Pew Pew, yes, I want to get back to Pew Pew. Do you know what? That's really, at some point I need to be made to do a dance for undocking permission. You saw it on red door, so you know it's realistic. Yes, Stephen Usher. I may or may not have made Trade Elite a little while back, and I didn't actually tell anyone. Yeah. See, Prime Nine. Now you're worrying me. Yeah, I'm getting back into Pew Pew. I need to get my Pew Pew rank up. Absolutely. Coffee! Greetings, Commander! There are some fantastic names out there. Absolutely. What's the one? Is it the Candy Cave in the horror system? I don't know whoever put that one in. It's a very naughty boy. Most of them are Kickstarter submitted. Yeah, I'm assuming that one's Kickstarter submitted. I can't imagine anyone in Frontier getting away with that particular name. Right, what is? Let's turn it back up. There we go. Can we get back out here without stopping? Yes, we can. Do you know what? Sod it. Let's go. Monkey D. Luffy's out there. Candy Cavern in orbit around the planet Colon in the horror system. Thanks, Toad. I knew it was something like that. You've never seen your Kickstarter NPC? Oh, that's a shame, Stephen. I've not seen mine. I've seen screenshots of my Kickstarter NPC. I named it after my dad. I knew he would have loved this game. He used to love playing the original on the Amiga with me. Drop bear is deployed hardpoints. So you got given a mission to assassinate yourself at one point. The dev team at the time. Oh, you had the whole dev. See, that was something I noticed actually. See, that's not really a spoiler, so I'm going to say it anyway. I did notice that all of the guests on the Planet Coaster build happened to be made up of the Frontier dev names. So I see. Yeah, I see. There's a common theme going in here. You guys. Drive charging. Whilst we're jumping away. Oh, let's just get to the next system. T. Whitley, yes. Okay. I think there can be only one. Yeah, that is a thing. See, what happens if Commander Angel Rose meets the NPC Kate Russell? Would that be the same effect? Would it be like antimatter meeting matter? Dare not think about it. Dare not thinking about it. Whilst we're on the subject of props, actually, because I know I've got lots of props today. If you have not already seen the April edition of PC Gamer, there is an article from the man himself in there. I won't do spoilers, but a nice little talk about current state of the game, things that are coming up and stuff like that. Nice little thing. Rather amusingly, on page 42. That did make me giggle. But yeah, nice little article. If you don't already have the April edition of PC Gamer, it's worth a grab to read. A nice little piece there, talking to David. Oh, is the backer site still up? Is it, Toad? Cool. I imagine the sales volumes is gone, because I know that was something that was on there for a while. Was the number of people that have backed the game was being displayed adamantly on there. But now is it something like 1.5 million people that, or 1.5 million copies sold, something like that? That's pretty impressive. You've got to admit that. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people would compare it to sales of other games in other regions, but you know, when you think about it, I mean, space games, they really are a bit of a niche genre when you admit it. So the fact that they managed to sell 1.5 million copies for a genre that everyone assumed was dead, that is an impressive achievement. And it's only going to get more and more as the game progresses and gets more content and more features in it. Like I I said, I mean, when the whole FPS thing kicks down, and I know a lot of us, particularly the older players, are not really that interested in the FPS side of things. I would like to see it. I don't know if I'm going to play it so much because I like to play a space game to fly spaceships. But I know the FPS side of things is really going to appeal to people who like that kind of game. So it's an important thing to do to keep growing the game into different areas. Whee! Oh, automatic. See, I want to boost, scan, fuel scoop, scan. I'm back in Explorer mode. I need to get back to get my Explorer rank on. I think I'm 2 ranks away from the top. Toad, you want to EVA on a planet and weld hull repair patches your ship. Yes, I know. I want to do those kind of things as well. Desperately want to, and that's what it really needs. That there needs to be some gameplay reason for why you want to do EVA. You don't want to just be getting out of your ship to shoot things, which inevitably everyone's gonna want to do. But yes, okay, I admit that's going to be a feature. Being able to get out of your SRV, storm into a base, that would be really cool. Caffeine, you must have caffeine. Of course, that is entirely speculation. Yeah, I mean, that's the cool sort of things that everyone's expecting. But yeah, it's the other things. It's, yeah, like that, Toad. Yes, salvaging the wreckage of a ship which is broken down in there, floating around inside with your helmet light on, trying to find those a terminal which you can access and download some data from and stuff for a mission. So it's those really interesting, cool things that you can do at the first-person level, which I want to see. Not just blowing stuff up, which is everyone's going to expect, fighting and that kind of stuff at that level. But yeah, the really, really cool, interesting things are the stuff that I want to see. Trying to start it up again and working. Yeah, if there's enough of the ship left, then yeah, why not? Again, these are the kind of things that are all ideas at the moment, but if you can work an interesting and fun gameplay loop into that, then that's what makes it awesome. Again, it's one of those things that Frontier are going to have to try and put these ideas out there, see which ones stick, and then kind of remove the ones that aren't as popular and kind of work on the ones that, much like the signal sources. There was more of the ones added that we enjoy interacting with. Other ones have just kind of fallen off the radar and you're not really seeing it. But another thing, which, I mean, like going back to what we said right at the start, the idea that one of the focuses for 2.1 is to try and communicate more of what the game has. Getting people to see the cool things out there. One of the things that David mentioned in the article in PC Gamer was the fact that there's a lot of things out there that people have just not seen. There's a lot of players have just not seen certain kinds of signal sources and interactions and mission types and stuff like that. And he's saying that's entirely Frontier's fault, that it's not been communicated well enough to the players. Some players just not even aware there are things out there for that. Like running cables from an SRV building, SRV to a building to power it up to gain access. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, just maybe a battery pack you can put on the wall, power it up. Very cool, interesting things that can be done. That's what I've always said. Is at the end of the Kickstarter, everyone was like, what now? And I was like, guys, this is the beginning. This just means the game is coming. We'll definitely get it. And now it's a case of anything we can think of. It could be a possible addition to the game. Yes, Dirk D, exactly. I've played around with the latest Star Citizen build, and I must admit that feeling of walking around in that first-person perspective, seeing the ships and the station and things like that, it is really cool. It is fantastic. But like I said, there has to be some gameplay reason why you're getting out and doing it. If you're just doing it because it looks cool, it's great, but eventually that wonder wears off. So there needs to be some cool things you can do to make it worthwhile, I think. Ooh. Head to an actual station. running cables from an SOB to your Aspen and watch it fly away, dangling it like a dangling chew toy. Yeah. It's like the scene out of Con Air with the car just flapping in the wind. Back in. Awesome. EVA to clean your canopy. Yes. OMG, that has to be a thing. Yes. Get the smudges off your canopy and fix your canopy. That would be a fantastic thing to add into as well, because I know for explorers at the moment it's basically a death sentence if your canopy blows out. Yes, you can repair it if it only cracks, but as soon as that canopy blows out, that's it. It's game over, man. You're totally screwed. But if there was a gameplay loop added in there where you can, you had 5 or 10 minutes to get to EVA quickly, get down to the dock where you have some glass repair kit type thing or something like that, and patch it up with duct tape. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get into the back, get the duct tape, get it there in your EVA. Get the duct tape on there. Absolutely. See, these are the cool things. These are all things that can go in, but it's one of those things where the poor guys at Frontier start looking really wide-eyed when we start saying things like this. I remember the expression on. I was chatting to Eddie, and we were just talking about all of the possible weather types you can get on planets with different chemical compositions. Things like silicate snow, which would hover on a low-gravity world because the air density would be enough that the snow would effectively sit almost like a fog, things like that. And he was just kind of, his exact words were, "Oh my god, we've got so much work to do." What's this? Oh, Prime 9, what's this? Read this out. Speculation alert! For the purposes of this, I'm a fan, not a dev. The kind of FPS activities I'm most interested in is things like boarding actions, Wings given a mission to board a capital ship and steal a doohickey, 3 people going on with 1 person clear ready for escape. Yes, exactly. Those are the cool things that we're all imagining as possibilities, and I can't wait for those kind of things to kind of be added into the game, because where's my there we go. Give me docking request. Yeah, because it's really, really cool. Just the things, the possibilities of what you could do on there. Getting in, boarding a ship, stealing something from someone. So many possibilities. And like I said, it's going to attract a different audience, a different group of people that like that kind of gameplay. Pluto has ice platelets floating around on beds of nitrogen. Yeah, it's a lot of work and a lot of different things in different places. Andy Tomo, greetings, Commander. Not bad, my friend. Just flying around. Gotta remember where I put my vulture. I think it's way out in Thompson Dock. I'll head over there in a second. What are the docking ports on the side of these outposts actually for? Let's see if we can find one, actually. Let's just refuel quickly. Let's see if we can find one. I believe at the moment they're just for show, but there is a potential that they could be for like security vessels and things like that. That's a good one, Malik. Yeah. It starts to become that bit of that MMO thing there. It's like, yeah, want to buy window cleaner. Yeah. Looking for group for boarding party. yeah. There is those kind of fears that the things will go that kind of way, but I mean, I suppose you carry on playing the way you want to. I mean, I would definitely continue to play the game with the same group of friends anyway, so I don't think it would really affect me that much. I can't find a docking port anywhere on here. Can't see one on this outpost. Isn't that typical? Oh, what's that? What is that? No. Doesn't appear to be one on here. Sorry, folks, can't show you. Is that one? No, no, that's just lighting. No, there doesn't appear to be one of those bays on this outpost. Typical. But I know what you mean. There's those ports there with the no entry signs on it. So. Coriolis Cloister. EVA into a station and go to a theme park. Underdocking Bay 1, is it? Ooh, what have we got here? High intensity zone. Ooh, pew pews. Let's go get my vulture. We do some pew pews. It's behind me. There we go. Outside of the shadow of the planet now. It was a bit dark there. I couldn't see it. Do some pew pew. Andy Tomo, yes, I did. I collected, I think, 10.5 million bonus. I think I got about 15 or 16 million in bounties as well, which was quite a nice little chunk of change on there. Unfortunately, like I said, I dropped. I was in the top 10% for a long time. I was really hammering the CG for the first few days, and then the last 2 days of the CG, I couldn't partake because I was in London. So I missed out. But still, I think we did it between us. That's what the community goals are about. It's not what you get as an individual. It's helping that goal to succeed. That's what it's about. There was one, I missed it. Damn. Sorry, Nickelback. I knew it was there. 8.5 million. Nice. That's a nice little bonus. Federal assumption. Watch out for these guys. I don't just slow down. I did, yeah, I wanted to run both community goals. Unfortunately, I was doing it with Tox, but he didn't want to play for a couple of nights, and he just had lots of homework, so he didn't get to play, and he didn't get his bonus. So I'm gutted because I wanted to help him get the money. We couldn't find any palladium the first night out, and then we got a tip from you, Toad, where to go to get the palladium. But then after that, we didn't get a chance to do it. Like I said, I was away for the last 2 nights. A couple of nights before, he had too much to do, so he didn't get a chance to play. So he was not a happy chappy because he didn't get his bonus. But we do like doing the community goals together. Yeah, coffee. I really wanted to get into the mining, but I didn't do any myself because I was waiting for Toms. So we will get back to it. Next time there's another mining community goal. He was quite pleased with himself because when we did get back into doing some mining, he did manage to find quite a bit of gold, actually. I think about 250,000 he made. Just found first 2 asteroids he picks out. It was like 42% gold and 51% gold. I couldn't believe it. The absolute fluke of it. He was just grinning from ear to ear. He just dumped all of his spare limpets because he filled himself completely up on like 2 asteroids. Prime, you really have to find more time to play the game. I think that's a testament to the game. The guys making the game desperately want more time to play the game. I think that says it all. We got around here. A cutter, an Asp Explorer, a couple of other player commanders hanging around. Takeda Sunrise, you participated in the Beta Hydra CG build to build the Farragut cruiser. Do you think that would be available for you? I think it was. I think the one that you did, Toad, wasn't it? That showed up in a location file for the FNS Nevermore. The Fiery Toad named. and contributed probably billions of tons of copper to it. Yeah, I think that showed up near a station for a few days. That's a good plan, Saturnine. I like that. Just yeah, tell the rest of the guys you've got a really difficult bug and you're having to thoroughly test it. You have to get all the way to elite manually under real game circumstances. You can't cheat your way to elite, so you're gonna have to sit and just play it. You know, just non-stop. I can understand, yeah, what that's like, Prime. Now, if you're seeing all the latest features and then you're kind of like, oh, I never got a chance to play those things. Yeah. Hashtag refunded. Oh, Toad. It's got to be there somewhere. See, it should be stationed somewhere, shouldn't it? So that you can go back and always find it. It should always be around a particular planet. That's not fair. 88,600 tons. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know it was a lot, Toad. You need longer lunch breaks. That's what you need, Prime 9, so that you can participate. Let's see if there are any matching missions whilst we go and do this. Pirate on pirate action, pest removal cleaner. No. Nothing which matches what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm looking for. There was a. I swear I saw a conflict zone when we come in here. No, no, coffee, Toad, don't pick on dog. You're not an idiot, Toad. Neither is your capture. Now, was it your capital ship or was it the station that fired first? You tell me, Toad. Who started that little fracas between those? You pick on dog? Ah, there's one. There we go. Let's do the high intensity. Why not? Because at this point, I don't care if I get blown up. Oh, is it on the other side of that? They must be around the planet. Somewhere else then. The ship had dodgy aim, yes. It was the station. Oh, that was it, yeah. It tried to hit a player that was attacking. Awesome. I love the fact that that made it into the story, though. Let's try. Snackies. Toad, I love the fact that you have that highlight just there. It's like a keyboard shortcut. Control Shift idiot. We don't mind oopses, Prime 9. Oopses make for fun and interesting stories. Bobblehead nods the wrong way when you pitch. Does it? Can't tell, let's try doing it. Hang on. Ugh. Well, it looks like it's going the right way. It's difficult to say in this light. Wait, when I stop, I'll turn into the sunlight. Ah, I didn't realise it was after the Nevermore, after the Freddie Mercury song. But, you see, yes, I know the Raven. I know the poem. I thought that's where you got it from. Well, interesting story, let's see. Even Kerrash learns on the stream tonight. Pew, 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 pew. I haven't had a chance to do any pew pew this week. I've just been so busy with everything else going on. Thus quoth the Raven, nevermore. Yes. binary planet system here. Can I use the gravity well to slow me down a little bit? There we go. Yeah, slow down, slow down, slow down. There we go. Too fast. That's how you do it. Wasn't a loop of correction, you see, it was just a handbrake turn. Still works. Oh, pew, pew, pew. Yay! Pew, pew! Exactly, Paul Archer, thank you, yes. It was using the gravity well to my advantage. Braking skills for the win. Very good point, Caleb Dart, there actually, yes. Prime 9, I say you can also reserve the right to say it's your night off and you don't need to ask questions, so if you so wish. Ah, who shall I go for? Yeah. Who've we got? He's dangerous, dangerous. I'm gonna pew him again. Pew, 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 pew. I have found that, I mean, doing that last CG and the resource sites actually, that I found that resource sites are pretty much as good for making cash as the combat zones now. Or for kills at least. But I just find like with the combat zones, because you can see everyone on your scanner is already red and green, you know straight away where another target is. I do find with the resource sites sometimes you spend a lot of time just wandering around trying to find the next target. So though you seem to make more in bounties in the resource zones, I just feel like it's quicker making kills in the combat zones. You saw being hunted. What we got there? A python. A python. How very dire. Oh, you found a toad. Cool. FNS Nevermore. Prime 9, I would never tell you to shut up, sir. I was defending you. I can understand if you didn't want to talk about Elite. I do appreciate you being there. It's awesome to see you in the chat. Chaffing. Smeghead. No, it wasn't. It was no way a comment directed at you, my friend. It was. I was just thinking if you felt like you didn't want to talk about work things, then by all means you could say that. But again, I think that's just it's just a massive positive towards the game, isn't it? It's the fact that you spend all day working on it, and then you want to come and talk about it with other people as well. I think that's really cool. It just goes to show how much you love the game. No one else worth pewing. What's that, Andy? Tell me, is that? Oh, the model of Earth. Yeah, where it's made to look like Earth has undergone a little bit of flooding from global warming. I believe that is the case. Yeah, I think that was the. I forget who I spoke to about that now. Was it whether it was? Might have been Adam Woods I was talking to about that. But yeah, I believe the impression is to make it look like 1,000 years worth of changes. Global warming and all that stuff. Obviously, Trump gets in. Oh, no, 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 no. We won't do politics. We're not going to go there. It's much more. I'm glad you're having fun here, Prime. You're welcome to come here and have fun, as much fun as you want. I need to find a... there's not many good targets around here. Expert level, they're not going to get me many points. You... Yeah, everyone saw that. He shot first. What do you think you are? Han Solo? Sad, in the Elite Universe, Manchester looks like beachfront property. Yes, it has changed a little bit, although I think a little bit of Cambridge has gone in. Oh, proximity mine. You son of a bitch. Pew pew pew. Pew pew pew. Pew pew pew. Really, Nicomat, that's interesting. I didn't realise it actually matches a projected floodplain map. That's pretty cool. Matt say, Talisman 2.1 secret. I can't. I have even more NDAs this week than I did last week. I can't tell you. 2.1 is cool though. 2.1 is going to be as much of a step up as 1.0 to 1.1 was for that version. So I think it's really going to add the layer of polish to the game that everyone wanted Horizons to launch with, which is going to be really, really cool. Plus, you get tire tracks. You're going to get tire tracks. Woohoo! When you're driving your SRV on the services, we're going to see tire tracks. Oh, sad Toad. Only hand shot. Grebo didn't even have his hand on the gun. Hasn't that been tweaked like about 6 or 7 times in all the various edits of that movie now? It's changed so many times, nobody even knows. Not even Lucas knows himself anymore. Go for deadly. I know it's only a little ego. I'm not doing it for the cash anymore though. I mean, as Stephen Usher pointed out, I've got so much cash, it's bloody irrelevant at this point. I really don't go to the combat zones for the cash. I'm looking for the ones... Ooh, what have we got? A deadly asp explore... Oh, what are you doing? Who are you? Dangerous. Let's get you. Yeah, I'm trying to go for the deadly and the dangerous ones because they give me a bigger boost on my combat rankings. Ah, all the in-game weapons, combat damage mechanics are pretty much your baby. Oh, I didn't realise that was your side, Prime Line. One area you more or less refuse to hand off to anyone else until it's pried out your cold dead hands. Awesome, awesome. So tell me, are we gonna get bigger bangs for our buck in 2.1? So I want missiles and explosions which rip a ship into 2 pieces. Even if it means I have to scour all over the galaxy for a special material to make that happen, I don't care. I want things that are just shy of being a nuclear bomb. Can never have enough money. Well, yeah, but I'm not trying to get a station bought in my own name, Toad, so I've got enough. I'm quite happy. I'm comfortable. Shock mine launcher. Yeah, see, that's one of the things that I find is a bit of a shame. There's a lot of variation in the various weapons and things out there, like the countermeasures and things that we've seen, but they just don't get used. They don't get used. I'd like to see more of these weapons being used. ECM, I never see anyone running ECM as well. Sly Raccoon, greetings, Commander. You're doing a circumnavigation of the galaxy. Fair play to you. That's awesome. I need to get back to that. I'm going to finish off my combat rank and then I'm going to get back to exploration. I really miss exploring. Pew pew. What have we got? Dangerous, deadly. Oh, deadly asp. That's a deadly asp. Why? What have they been eating? Oh, here we go. you get... Oh, it's an anaconda. No, a python. Why is it that the experts pick off more than they can chew? Prime 9. Also, when the huge beam laser with some special sauce reaction when you showed the design, the latest project was, holy what the balls was that? I want to. There we go. All the more reason to own a Corvette when 2.1 drops, so you can have 2 of those things on the back. How long until the death? Oh, Stephen Ashton, what was that? Was that the last Starfighter, wasn't it? Awesome, awesome. 42% dangerous in combat and 32%. I don't know where I am in Explorer ranks. 54% Ranger at the moment. I need to get back and do some serious exploration. I want to do a circumnavigation at some point as well. There's lots of sites I'd like to see as well, but the problem is I go into places where other people have done it. It's not effective for exploration, but there are still places I'd like to see that other people have been to. What have we got? What have we got? Where did that deadly guy go? Ah, he's gone. Let's go for you. Dangerous vulture. Scale that down, I can't see the ship we're shooting at. We need a weapon like that though. We need it, because that's how the large plasma accelerator looked, didn't it? When you were firing it in front of your Elite 2 and you fire that large plasma accelerator, it's like the whole screen just turns cyan from the blast of the large plasma accelerator. That's what we need. We need those crazy over-the-top weapons that just decimate everything. But it needs to basically suck your power usage to 0 on your power plant. Can't see the ship because it's gone. Good point. Yes, good point. See, that's the thing. I mean, I immediately say from that, yes, okay, it's cool, but it needs to have that kind of limitation that it destroys your power plant. I get it from a point of balance, but you're always going to have some moron on the forum that expects it to be the most powerful thing in the game and have absolutely no limitations and no drawbacks. It's like, yeah, but it's not a challenge if it's... The whole point is it needs to have balance. It needs to be balanced out. If it's too bloody easy, there really is no point in it being a game. You go from it being a game to just being a... I swear, deadly. Is it deadly? There he is, 31. Anti-terminal. Sorry, the large plasma accelerator was built as a planetary bombardment weapon. Was it really? I never used it for any of those missions. I did like using the nukes though in the military missions. To be honest, I will admit this. I did mess around with the old cargo hollowing out the ship bug and the silly things you could do with that, and then fitting a large plasma accelerator on something like an Eagle, which was just great fun to play. Moron on the forum? No, there's no such thing. No such thing as a Galmid. No. Couldn't possibly be any issues like that. I think it's like is that you give someone a soapbox to stand on, they're going to stand on it and shout at the top of their lungs. Doesn't matter whether they're right or wrong. They don't need to think about it, they're just going to shout. Absolutely, Prime 9. We agree, absolutely. Some of the engineers' secret sources are going to be unbalanced to hell, yes, to start with. And that's the point that, we've always said that on here, and, I've always reiterated that to other people, that kind of the point is you get a version of it out there which is functioning and based on a best guess of where it needs to fit, how much of a bonus and a boost it gives you and stuff like that, and then you kind of have to wait for that that player feedback and people to use it before you know whether or not it's the right level, and then you can go in and tweak it, adjust it. You know, maybe it's not powerful enough. Maybe it needs to be boosted, or you know. But you don't know that until you get it out to an audience and people start min-maxing it and finding the limits of what you can do. That's part of the cool process about it being a game which is under constant development as well, which is what I enjoy about the game. I know David said right from the very start this is going to be this kind of constant arms race. I mean, that's kind of both in terms of the actual game itself, but also kind of like a meta level of it, that you know the game outside is being evolved and changing all the time. What's that, Stephen? There we go. A weapon that takes 5 minutes to charge and leaves your ships powerless for 30 seconds. Yeah. Total overkill. Maximum overdrive weapon. Oh, did I see a dangerous viper? Master dangerous anaconda. Let's get the anaconda. That rings a bell actually, Andy Tomo. Yeah, you got a point. I've got the manual here. I could probably check, but yeah, I think the description in the book does say something like that. The large plasma accelerator was intended for orbital bombardment, but was adapted for ship-to-ship combat. Pew, pew. You don't have to worry. I mean, we understand it, Prime 9. That's, you know, I think a lot of us here, we kind of come from a sort of developer background as well. A lot of my audience has kind of similar line of work, so we kind of understand the point that, you know, that it is iterative development. So you absolutely just got to kind of get a version out there, get something functional, and then you tweak and balance it at a later date. That's exactly the sort of stuff I've done on my own projects as well. It's kind of the only way you can really do these things. Yeah, you can point your turrets at me, but you don't have enough power to fire an anaconda. Sure, go 86. Greetings, Commander. Thank you for joining the chat tonight. How do shields work? You newly started and looking to upgrade your shields, but I can't read out if it's better than worse than the one I have. So it's hard to show you without going to a station. Well, I'll do the best of what I got. So I got my shield generator on my ship. A5. The number there is the size, so that's the stop playing with my food. Oh, did I drop it on the table? Sorry. Sorry, Prime 9. So yeah, so the number is the size. So different ships have different size bays that they can fit different things in, different modules. Here I can fit a size 5 shield generator in this ship, which I've gone for a size 5. You can go smaller, but smaller shields have lower capacity. And I've got an A-rated, which is basically the top-rated shield generator I can fit inside the ship, so it gives me the maximum shields for the ship. And the side effects, of course, is the stronger the shields, they use more power, so you can see my power bar is running right on the limit. So you have to be careful to balance out your power there, because this uses 23% of my power output. So that's the first element. You have to have a power plant with enough capacity to run the shields as well. And then you can do things like, I have a couple of shield boosters on, which go into utility shots. They multiply the effect of my shields. There's many layers to the shield stuff. The other thing you can do as well is you can have shield cells, which as your shields go down, before they completely disappear, you can use a shield cell, you can fire it off, and it will drop some stored battery power and fill up your shields again. There's lots of layers and interesting kind of mechanics behind the shields. Mara Jaden, and actually, interesting reason behind that. Actually, I did have top-rated thrusters on here, but I mentioned this right at the start, so you might have missed it. I've also dropped my frameshift drive down to the lowest, crappiest frameshift drive because everything I want to do is in this system. So I don't need to leave this system. So I thought, well, I'll drop my frameshift drive down. I'll drop a few other bits and pieces. The B5 thrusters are just about as good as the A5 thrusters. There's not really much in it. But by dropping down, I get an extra %, so it allowed me to run more shield boosters and make the ship more combat orientated. So a little bit of balance, less power. Exactly, coffee. Yeah. There's lots of interesting little tweaks you can do if you take away some of the things you would, instead of just making everything A-rated. Same with Explorers, you make everything D-rated because you want it to be the lowest mass. But if you kind of ignore that and just kind of go for some kind of balance in other areas, you can get some interesting results. Yeah, Prime 9 has probably got a good point there. Is don't think too much about the the best thing on there. Just get out there and play it, see what it feels like, and then you can tweak and change your loadout. I've been tweaking and changing my loadout for a long time, and I keep changing my mind on how I like things. Pew 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 pew. Babylon 5 thrusters, yes. Nice to see bigger ships getting different shield zones. We talked about in the early development. Yeah, that was one of the things that was mentioned. I think we've talked about it a few times before, because I said about the idea that when you get to the bigger ships and having the shipboarding combat, like Dark Matter say now, the multi-crew and all that kind of stuff. The idea is that really you want your ships to last long enough under an attack that other people inside your ship can do something useful inside it. Same thing with walking around in FPS inside your ship as well. There needs to be enough time for you to actually get and do something useful. So will that need another balance pass again to, the like you say, the multiple zones of shields there, so that a second crew member there can put power into the regions which are currently under attack. If you're boosting away, put the power into the aft shields. Tweak the balance slightly. Not there yet, but entirely possible. Who was that? Who was that? You? Why do the expert AIs have a death wish? I don't get it. It's something I've noticed over and over again. The expert ones just always pick fights. Six A++. Would A class again. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? Is like rather than changing the descriptions, you just tweak all the values, just slide the scale up a little bit. Again, it all comes back to this. It's the B word all over again. It's balance. It's all about the balance. Oh, he's trying to fire off his shield somewhere there. like the Vulture. The Vulture is great fun to fly. Module sniping, gotta love it. I still don't know. I don't know whether this is a genuine feature. Prime might know the answers to this one actually, but if you do continue to target the power plant once it's gone to 0, you can get it to blow up a lot quicker doing it that way. Dangerous. Let's go for dangerous. See, 500,000 in combat points already, and I'm not even doing it for the money. I don't care about the money. Oh, seriously? Seriously? Head all the way over here and now you start attacking me? Starts getting tricky. I don't know whether it's the kind of the sparse population in a particular area. I don't know what causes it, but you always seem to end up in a situation after you've cleared out a few NPCs, picking them off one at a time, one-on-one, and you just tend to get those periods where suddenly multiple of them all attack you at the same time. I don't know if it's just me, it just always seems to get to that point. Are being hunted. Really? You chaff now. Under attack, under attack, under attack. Targets, it always messes up. Oh, is the chat frozen? Not sure if I've seen it. See that last comment? Power plant, not power plant. many talking. It is quite late, I must admit, though, Totus. Caleb Dark, farewell, commanders. Oh, it's Fight Night. Oh, I've come for this Fight Night. Have a good time. You're not supposed to talk about Fight Night. You realise that, don't you? Where did he go? Which way did he go, George? There's the Cobra. Let's finish him off. I think that Vulture, the other Viper's probably gone pop by now. Shoot out the modules and leave all the NPCs just floating around. Don't pop the power plant. Shove all the ships into a pile. No, that's my kill. You're not stealing my kill. I weakened him up. I softened him up. I get the credit. There we go. Where did that dead Viper go? Was it him? No. He's moving, wasn't him? I guess someone must have popped the poor little Viper sat there by himself. Commander Humbo? Yes, well, it is 11:15 UK time, so... Oh, we got an elite pilot. Oh, where did he go? Yeah, where did he go? Where did he go? Icefire, you have seen an NPC reboot and repair once. It was dead in the water. Prepare for your moving back from it after a minute. So, oh right, I didn't realise they could do that. Yes, greetings, Phoenix to Fire. Nice to see you, sir. How you doing? We were talking about you earlier on. Yes, I am still going. I've not had much time for Pew Pew this week, so I am catching up. No, that is interesting that the NPCs can do that. I didn't realise they could. There's lots of people that assume the NPCs can do more than what humans can, but they can't. Honestly, the NPCs don't cheat. They can only do what we can do. They're just bloody good at it. Secrets. Elite RPG. Tell us more. What have you been up to? How is Dave doing? Got a chance to speak to him for a while. Well, not since the Live Radio episode 100. Go away, you stupid vulture. There you are. Oh, released in time for LaveCon. Awesome. I did have great fun playing the earlier versions as he was still working on it. Was it Elite last year? It was the first time I got a chance to play it, I think it was. Asp. JX101, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, directly from the horse's mouth, and I mean that with the utmost respect, from the lady herself who writes the AI for the NPCs, they have no capability of cheating. They do not shoot beyond the capability of what can be done by a human player. goes without a shadow of a doubt. It may look like it, but a lot of the issues that get reported about them doing crazy things, moving faster than they should, or being able to do things that other ships can't do, is usually down to some network glitch and some latency things causing it to look like that's the behaviour. So don't believe everything you read on the internet. Who's shooting me? Stop chaffing. AI can have bugs. Kebab roll. Yes, Prime, sorry, that was the point. Whoa, someone just hit that. That was the point I was trying to get to. Christ, what have we got here? Anaconda. I think Sarah Jane, she came out and she said that, yeah, okay, they don't need to reload, but that's kind of the point, that a combat zone is a scenario where you want them to always be NPCs there to make it an interesting scenario. If they had to disappear and reload all the time, it would just kind of get a bit silly. But yeah, like you said, in terms of their maneuvering, their heat output, their reload times and that kind of stuff, that is not changed at all. They can synthesize now. Yes, totally, exactly. In-law excuse. Yeah, JX101, I'm not throwing it back in your face. If you've got some video which you think shows something which is behaviour which is unusual, then please do put it up as a potential bug report so that it can be checked out. But a lot of the things that have been reported already, she said that that it is just been network issues when they've come down to the root of it. They've not found any bugs where AIs are doing anything they're not designed to do. Yes, Fiery Toad is the man to listen to, Shuriko. If you wanna know how to make money, that man knows. He's got about 4 times as much as me. Deadly Asp. Fighting and exploring, I'd say probably go to resource sites for fighting. That's probably the best way of doing it. Find a system with an extraction economy and a couple of ringed planets. Should have some resource extraction sites in the rings around where there's a lot of miners. You'll find wanted ships in there, and you could farm a lot of those for credits really quickly. Takes a little bit more effort, but exploring is definitely a long-term thing. You don't really do exploring for the money. You will make quite a bit on the side, but exploring is more about the joy of finding things before other people have. More money in a compromised nav beacon. Well, really, Icefire. I must admit, I've not found many. I would like to try one, actually. Just got you. Shields down. Trade is the fastest, yeah, absolutely. Dark Matter's right there if you want to make money as quickly as possible. Trading is the way to do it, but it's also probably the most tedious. And you have to be quite willing to endure that in order to make money as quickly as possible. Yeah, good advice from Toad there as well. Yeah, get yourself a kill wallet scanner. You can sit there, because in the resource sites they won't be shooting you back unless you have something they want, so sit there and quietly scan them first. Feed's gone for... Oh. Still live here. Oh, what? Ah, really? It's everyone's favourite numpty. I think he's annoyed with me. I'm gonna refresh the page. I know. He doesn't like me because I blocked his friend request. Not a single shit was given. I don't care, Coffee. I really don't care. I made an extra %. Yay! I can't actually high wake anyway, Coffee, because I don't have a an FSD capable of jumping out, because I'm going to E2. Oops. Oops. Yeah, good point. NPC's cheating there. Seen it, was it? A long-range smuggling mission with your ASP, 300 light years, using an eagle. I'm not sure how he's getting out that far. I've seen, again, these NPCs in places they shouldn't be able to get to. It was a small asp wearing an eagle costume. Nice. That's a good one, Brian. I like that one. Want an eagle that can fit the entire cutter's car. Well, you could in Frontier Elite too. You could definitely do that. Ooh. You off, are you, Galmid? Farewell, Commander. See you in the void. Oh, it is 11 o'clock. Damn. Okay. I should probably wrap it up. It is Mrs. K's birthday tomorrow, so I do have. She's gone to bed now. I do have some things to sort out. Presents. So we'll sort that out for her now anyway. So I will wrap it up. Wrap it up. So that's as good a time as any. I think we've gone an hour over what I would normally do anyway. So thank you very much for everyone who has joined in tonight. Like I said, with the various bits and pieces, I will hopefully be putting the video out midday Monday, so please watch out for that. Planet Coaster for the win. And I will be trying to stream it as soon as possible. It might be Tuesday, but fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. If not, it'll Friday. Definitely, I'll be streaming anyway. If I can get Planet Coaster downloaded and running on Tuesday, I will be jumping out. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So thank you very much for everyone who has joined in tonight. And until next week, see you in the void, Commanders.